Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Papa Don't Preach. I'm here with Bennett Miller. How you doing, Bennett?
I'm okay.
Happy spooky season.
That's right. We're in it.
We're in it, man. This is the spookiest time of the year. Spookiest time of the year. For all you guys, Bennett is back. We just had an episode with my brother. It went well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, believe you.
I think it went well.
Sure.
But yeah, since that happened, he's had a baby. I induced the pregnancy.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it a junior situation?
I think that's exactly what happened. Oh, Junior, what a throwback.
I think it needs a reboot.
I think this is the time that would need a Junior reboot. I think that movie was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Fucking the Governor having a baby.
Let's do twins and Junior and shoot them back to back. So we put them both at the theater back to back.
Oh, that'd be great. That
like
would
a
be
Harry
great.
Potter, split up situation.
So you want do you want them to live in the same universe?
Yes.
Okay. I think you're going with the flow now. Hey guys.
No bad ideas in brainstorming.
Ooh. If we're brainstorming,
yeah,
I got a pitch for you. All right. All right. It's called Not That Cool. It's basically Get Shorty 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea. I want to bring John Travolta back.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be really, really good. But basically, John Travolta is a Shylock, obviously. But
what?
A Shylock. Is that a racist term?
Yes, it is.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, it's also the name of a character in Shakespeare's play, but it was a gross Jewish stereotype.
Oh, shit. I thought I can't keep saying it, but I thought that was just guy lends you money.
No. Hey, good night, everybody.
Yeah. And now I get it now. Well, you learn things every day.
Hey, you learn things every day.
Hey, man, it's crazy how many things are racist as hell and just weasel their way into our vocabulary, and we have no idea.
I'll tell a story about my friend. This is not me, because
it's definitely Bennett.
It's not. It's not.
That's how I would start the story.
In Louisiana, there is a term for Cajuns that Cajuns use for themselves, and it's called coonass.
Ooh,
I know.
I have never heard that before.
Yes, it's on baseball hats, and I'm sure it has some derogatory meaning that Cajuns were like, yeah, that's me. But one of my friends, whenever she moved to New York, she was like, didn't know it was didn't know that the racial connotations, and introduced us I'm Cajun, I'm kind of a coonass, and literally the New York room went quiet. She was like, I had no idea. I was like, yeah, it's not a cool thing to tell people from the North.
I'm glad you changed your gender in that story. None the wiser.
No, under the radar.
No, it's really, really not funny, but it's really tragic how a lot of racial slurs end up in our regular day.
Since we're talking about racial slurs, so they've been doing reprints of old comics First Appearance of Batman, First Appearance of Superman.
That just makes me uneasy already.
It's not good. So last night, one of the little dudes brought me, because I got a couple of them, the first Batman. There's a Detective Comics 15.
Yeah.
So the way the comics were in the day, it's there's a Batman story and there's 5 other stories, like Detective's Tale, like a cartoony tale, and one.
Oh, yeah.
One was a detective who went undercover. He was Chinese, and all of the dialogue was in the awful L's and the super stereotype, and they even use a couple of slurs in it, and it's literally Batman's a few pages before the very first Batman story is next to this white detective dressing up in a Chinaman outfit, calling people Orientals, and that was the nicest thing he said. But I was like, oh wow, this is I'm glad we didn't keep this character alive.
Hey, do you know, if you're a comic book guy, do you know if it's true that Daredevil was made blind because people were upset he was beating up black people?
No. What?
That was a rumor I heard about Daredevil.
No, he was
that character was originally made. He was in Hell's Kitchen beating up the blacks, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And then they made him blind. When I heard that story, I was like,
"The story's always been the same since the very beginning. His dad was a boxer. He was turned blind by chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting fact, though, that the Ninja Turtles origin story is the way the Ninja Turtles story in the very first issue of Ninja Turtles. It takes place the same time Daredevil gets his power. So as the kid gets shoved out of the way, he shoves an old man out of the way, and the bowl gets knocked over into the sewer with the turtles, and like the same substance that gave Daredevil his power turned the Ninja Turtles into Ninja Turtles.
Nerd.
I know. Hey, you telling me, brother?
Nerd. No, that's good stuff.
It's also one of those like, that Stan Lee made Magneto to be Malcolm X and Professor Xavier to be Martin Luther King Jr. And that's so fucking false. Like,
no,
I'm sure
we put those labels on him.
Yeah, like,
look.
The real
imitations.
Yeah, the real story is that DC came up with a comic called the Doom Patrol a couple months before the X-Men, and then Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were like, "Well, we want a teenage weirdo comic, so we're gonna do it." And they even have like the Doom Patrol was like the strangest superheroes of all. The X-Men stole that exact head, did for their first issue. So it's like that's where it was rooted from, and as like the political landscape changed and Stan Lee became, the soapbox of superheroes, like that narrative changed and fit. And I think it's an apropos, narrative, but like that's not the origins of the X-Men. Like it was literally just to compete with DC.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter like what ideas you have. I don't want to say time is linear, but it's been done before.
Yeah, totally.
There's like no real. I had this idea that I was like really into. I wanted to make this series, and I had like a 5-season arc, and I was working on this character called Ashdown. It was this vampire. Like I had this great idea. I was like, this is an amazing idea, and like 2 years ago, I stumble on this fucking 80s commercial for this cartoon that was discontinued after like a season in the 80s. And it's literally my idea. And I was like, and I've never even heard of this thing before. I'm not even gonna say the name, but I was like, what the fuck? And so I was like, all right, rewrite time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, when you see that stuff, like you kind of take a deep breath. You're like, there's nothing I can do that's original.
No.
Nothing I can ever do that's original ever again. But yeah, it was very funny. Like I got to look up this cartoon and show it to you because I'll tell you exactly the plot of Ashdown, and I'll show you this trailer. You'll be like, ooh.
Ooh, that's real cool. When I was in college, I was working on like a screenplay, like short, whatever about this.
You were working on a screenplay?
Well, I was with the film school and all that shit. So it was like I was like writing it in like for a class.
You're
and
so cool.
It was very cool. But wait, it was about like a detective that was a fake psychic and he used his powers of observation and literally like. As I'm like typing in the fucking commercial for like the premiere of Psych comes on, I was like, motherfucker, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm sure they're doing it wittier and funnier, but like,
oh yeah,
there's no black guy in my script.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember when my buddy Seth sent me a video. He's like, God damn it, because we went to New Mexico and we were painting houses in New Mexico. No internet, no like TV, no going out. We're just like, we're gonna make some money. We're staying at his uncle's house. Went to bed at 10, woke up at 6. We played basketball on the weekends at the rec center. So we're like, hey, let's write this movie we've been talking about. And it was basically the movie was about henchmen. It was just a henchman story. It was about this dad that was a henchman and wanted to like bond with his son because he's divorced. He's a piece of shit, and he just wants to bond with his son. But he like obviously works for a supervillain, and all this shit's going on in the background, and story after story after. He sent me like 6 different movie trailers and show ideas that were coming out of our idea, and we're like, we give up. Not one of them have landed. Yeah. The only thing that's even close is The Boys, but it really isn't.
Yeah.
Because that's still about the superheroes, but and it's. Seth, if you're listening, we got to write this thing.
Yeah, there was, way back in the day. Oh God, we're going deep in the comics.
Yep, here we go, guys.
There was like a Spider-Man anthology series called Web of Spider-Man. It was all about the ancillary characters and all the, minor characters. And there was one story that it stood out was like it was the son of the Frogman. Like Frogman was like, getting out of jail and trying to reunite with his son, and like. His son's act of rebellion was to become Frogman too, and like it lasts like a day. It was like just one of those like I learned it from you, Dad, kind of scenarios. But like his dad was a shitty supervillain. So one of those stories that always sticks out for me.
Hey, so let me ask you a question: if you had let's say this is your origin story, all right? You like tripped over a brick and it revealed like this glowing rock, and this guy came out and he's like, you have to pick a power that will be passed on to your offspring. Like this one's going on to wherever your son is. Like if you have 2 sons, they're both going to get this.
Yeah.
Like this is a legacy thing. Like what would it be? And remember, you can't just think about what you want. You have to think about like what your kids won't end up turning dark and robbing banks for. like what would be your like, I guess your hereditary power. On the spot, bro.
Yeah, and I can't just be like, I'm a Superman.
No,
I'm sure you have to pick one, right?
Yeah.
I know. It's a complicated one, you know.
Oh yeah.
Obviously for me,
for you,
running through superpowers. I, we're talking practical. One of the superpower I always wish I had is there's a new mutant called Cypher. And he could speak any language, including like talk to machines and talk like, I always thought it'd be a very like practical superpower. Like you could, program if you wanted, you could go anywhere in the world and communicate with people. Either that or flying.
That's way better than what I was thinking. I was like, I'm going to be a speedster. I'm going to be really fast.
It sounds like you'd have to have like, your knees might go. But I think that's all part of your physiology. If you're superhuman, that can run really fast.
If I could run really fast, and I was in the body I'm in now, fuck.
Yeah.
I have like a week left to live, man. They'd be telling me,
yeah,
I'd be rolling down the street tomorrow. Oh shit! We forgot to bring this up. Well, we're not touching that. We're not touching that part. But if you guys understand what's going on in the world right now, yes, we're not touching that.
Oh no, we're not picking sides.
We're not picking sides.
I'm not even going to post something on Instagram about it.
I'm not.
I'm not even going to travel down the middle of the road. I'm going to lift my hands up and say, I'm a white middle-aged man from America who knows nothing.
I'm Jon
besides
Snow.
Besides what is fed to me. And that's it. I'm going to step away and
I'm motherfucking Jon Snow here. I think everyone should shut the fuck up, and we got to get our shit together. That's it. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
You hear about this Trevor Bauer bastard?
The thing is, no, I didn't.
All right,
because he was a baseball man.
He was a baseball man. He was a baseball man. I'm gonna give you a quick recap, and I'm gonna try and be as vague as possible. Trevor Bauer is a fantastic pitcher, and he's always been a kind of a piece of shit. Last year or a year and a half ago, he was accused of sexual assault, like rape, like bad shit.
Like real awful shit.
And everybody who knew Trevor Bauer kind of like threw up their hands, were like, all right, seems right.
Yeah. There was no Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis to write nice little letters about him.
Nah, I'm sorry. The cast of that 7. Danny Masterson was the only one that was like, this is a good guy, leave him alone. Only one. And then we should have been like, But anyway, Trevor Bauer got dragged. I was even with him. I'm like, this guy's a piece of shit. Fuck him, get him off the Dodgers.
It was like one person or a bunch of people that accused him?
It was one person that accused him. She seemed credible. Dodgers dropped him. He was banned from the league.
Oh, wow.
Legal action was going up against him. Everybody was just like, this is why. Everybody applauded the Dodgers for how quickly they moved.
Yeah.
This last week.
Oh no.
This last week, some stories are surfacing, and the accuser is speaking out, and she is not doing herself any justice. And it turns out it was all a ruse. She was lying. She made everything up.
Ooh.
She was colluding with friends. And like, I don't know, like our producer was saying the same shit. Millennials be snitching on themselves. Like I don't know what this shit is. This is like, did we learn anything from the Nazis? Don't film your atrocities.
Don't keep a record.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like only the Catholic Church and the Nazis have made the fuck up of keeping very detailed records of the shit, the very, very bad things that they've done. But yeah, it turns out that she's lying. She was saying, she was texting her friends like, "Let's get that bag," and like, explain like DMs about her making it up. Then she does this interview that it seems like she was not prepared for, which seemed, I don't know if they lied to her and said, "Hey, you're coming on here to win $1 million," because it seemed like she had no idea what was going on. Every time she opened her mouth, she dug herself a bigger hole. And what really sucks is the only people like covering this are like, men's rights right wing losers.
Yeah,
like
they're
Ben
like,
Shapiro.
see, it does happen.
like Steven Crowder sitting there, men lie. Wait, no, women lie. There it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I couldn't even say it right.
That sounds, it sounds shitty. It sounds like
it's very poopy. It's very poopy. It's on brand for the state of the world.
It's a hard thing to like pick because sometimes these things happen where like men are falsely accused. It doesn't happen a lot of times.
No.
Because we all want to believe the victims and all those things, and it I could see why like the men's rights guys would get behind this.
Yeah, this is
like a victory for shitty men everywhere.
Yeah, this I don't even know her name. I don't even know her. Lindsay Hilli.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lindsay Hilli with Juicy Smollett. They're all lying. Don't know what lying. Like the New York Post is covering this. Like they're not credible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna wait. The same thing I like. Every time shit like this comes out, I always say, "Hey, let's wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wait till we hear what the fuck is going on." Because I think that's some of the most fucked up things is when a story comes out, people automatically jump on sides, and then someone's gonna end up like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers lie. People are always clout chasing.
Yeah. It's just shitty to like invite asshole guys in to be like, to let their opinions be the louder ones,
Yeah,
like when it's so like bad. whenever they've got your back for something you did, like you're in a rare club.
Yeah.
It's like not a good club to be in.
Yeah, like let's say like we talked about this. We've been talking about this dude for a while. We haven't brought him up, but little Kylie Rittenhouse.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Little Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine if that motherfucker just like would have been apologetic, turned himself in, told the right wingers to go fuck themselves. Like, I did a bad thing. I'm immature. Just like ate some shit and went away.
I mean, you wouldn't have a mobile app. I tell you that much.
Pew pew pew. Only our dedicated listeners will get that joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you think about it, like it really sucks because when people fall, only like the demons and the dredges of like social media pick them up and let them float, and they feel like they have nowhere to turn. They're like, all right, these are my people. Yeah, I am one of them now.
Yeah, I'm
a bottom feeder.
The
now.
Entertainment Sith are like, yes, come to our side.
Yes.
We have an open door policy for shitty people.
Like, when did Darth Vader become cool? He's a bad person.
He killed kids. We know this.
He fucking murdered kids. Like we
know this.
Dude blew up planets and murdered kids, and now we're like, he's cool. No, he's not.
His mask is cool.
His mask is cool, and his lightsaber.
No, is not cool.
No, no, it's not. It's not this best work. Oh. So for those of you who are watching our pod, you'll see that we have some decorations going here. We have a new art department, so that's real nice. We got some candies here, and I'm supposed to eat one. We're supposed to do some candy tasting and taste some of the new stuff, but Ben and I went too hard before. I can't eat anymore.
Yeah, we were setting up, lights were being adjusted, and, we ate like a small Halloween's worth of candy already.
Oh my God. I didn't realize.
Because it was here. It used to be the entire
table. It was the whole
and
table.
We shrunk it down to that much. Yeah.
What's funny? Like, I didn't really notice this, that, the single Twix had like what side that they're labeled on. Like if you open a Twix,
either get a left or a right.
You get a left or a right, which I think is such a fun detail.
It it's American, baby.
It's
you
very
get two
funny.
choices. You get left or right. There ain't no center Twix.
Fucking moderate Twix.
Yeah. I want one that's like equal parts caramel, equal parts cookie, equal parts chocolate.
Goddamn socialists, get out of
here.
here.
This fucking country.
Oh man. That's one of the other ones that I wanted to tell you about. I forgot. Hey, speaking of MAGA, Blaine, do we have that video of the We Are the World like parody? Oh my God. All right. So I didn't know this thing existed, and
It didn't hit your algorithm. Didn't hit my algorithm.
didn't hit. So apparently, yeah. There is a video featuring some of like the biggest MAGA influencers. General Michael Flynn, the bearded tattoo face. What's his name? He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
A conservative rapper. And like, I'll tell you right now, I've heard a couple of his songs to laugh at, and he uses the words Democrats a lot. And like that, I just think about like how much rap I listen to, and nobody's like, saying, hey, come back again, fuck all the Republicans. Like, nobody's throwing out the GOP or anything like that. But, oh, my God. What's his name? Forgiato Blow. Forgiato Blow. Yeah, he's a MAGA rapper.
He's got a beard shaped like one of those wild woolly guys, like the magnet beards that are kind of put on with metal scraps.
Yes. It looks like the U from... I forgot that video.
It looks
game.
like the Uber sign, but half of it is on his face.
Yeah, that there's like a dot in the middle where his mouth is. I feel like that's was that called an umlauts? Is that an umlauts from Uber? Whatever. But anyway, yeah, we got this MAGA video. Can you show us the We Are the World one? Oh man, you guys, I haven't seen this yet.
And so it's like all the fun, like QAnon folks and like all the people of color that are somehow right wing.
Yes. All the colored people that are right wing. Call a spade, right? See what I did that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No comment.
No comment from the whites. I mean the right. My bad. Okay, so let's listen to this.
I mean, there's at least a dozen, maybe 15 of them.
So they were all wearing black shirts that say freedom. So you can burn down our buildings and we'll still find a home.
So is this the real song, or is this like a parody, like a right-wing parody of it?
I think this is like like an original song that they wrote. Yeah. So this is Umlaut's beard rapping right now. So we have auto-tune General Flynn.
Sound like Kanye in fucking 08.
Yeah. I would be surprised if Kanye didn't come out right now, just all masked up.
That's
all right. Oh man, how long is that video? I don't know.
I mean, it looks like We Are the World, but like they're doing worse drugs.
Yeah. These are the guys that are like doing salvia in the car, and not in the parking lot, but just like. They're just in the car in like the parking garage.
It's what a.
I ate another Twix.
Oh, one more down.
Oh God, does not feel good in my stomach.
There's a lot of hearts in those comments. It's way more love than I think it deserves.
Yeah. Hey, can you use Can we blow up some of these comments? These are really funny. God bless General Flynn. We back him. Okay.
Heck yes, you guys. Much love, General Flynn.
Heck yes. That's nice.
Yeah.
Make Flynn the Grand General of the Proud Boys. The Fifth Degree.
Love the song. Flynn is a Legion.
Yo, the general, like the Grand General? Isn't that like a clan position? With God and Trump. Oh man. Yo, man. So I didn't realize how big this dude is. Well, he's not that big. I mean, his videos are like 20,000. Yeah, that's not big. Yeah. I think we have a video of 20,000.
No, I mean, hey, I wish. I think we should, the thing is like, we're not niche enough. We need to be the conservative dads.
Oh, you know what? Should we be the conservative dads?
Honestly, we would if we would have like Blaine. Blaine would put up some buzzwords, and we just hit them every show. And that's all we need. We just have toss a flag behind us, get a couple red hats.
The conservative dads.
I
proud Papa Preach.
Proud. Oh, yikes.
Proud Papa speech. The 3 Ps. Welcome back to the 3 Ps. I'm here with Brother Bennett. How you doing, Brother Bennett?
We're going to talk about who's treading on us this week.
I'll tell you right now, I don't care about the blacks, the Indians, or the Chinese people.
I don't have a privilege. It's a privilege to be white. Is that too much? Don't clip that, please.
All right, we got him. And that's, you guys, that's it. Thank you so much for coming up.
Oh, man.
This 4-year ruse is over. Just trying to burn them.
The canceling of Bennett.
Oh, man. Man, my stomach really hurts. All right,
yeah,
listen,
I had
guys.
to stop because I had too much candy.
All right, guys. We're still talking about spooky season, but we're gonna take a break because I think Ben and I both need to take a big, big deep breath from all this candy. We'll be right back. You know we can't eat this candy like soon. Newsom's banning it.
My freedoms.
And we're back. All right. So sorry about that, Bennett. I know I'm not the first one to bring it up to you, and I'm sorry to just spring that on you. But yes, our new governor is taking down big food.
Yeah, it's like because I learned this from Judah. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a puppet lamb that works for the Los Angeles Times.
They let puppet lambs work at the Los Angeles.
We're very liberal here. So this puppet was telling me about how these food additives and food dyes are found to be cause cancers in rats and
not nice.
Not nice. He talks kind of funny.
Yeah.
But he's very informative for a puppet, you know. He beats the shit out of lamb chop. Yeah. But yeah, the thing is it's not. I have heard about this before. I've heard that Japan and the European Union and other countries flat out banned lots of things we put in our food because the FDA, and also is a really delicate line to walk during the COVID era when FDA was approving things, and I know how the FDA operates, and I have to be like, okay, guys, let's go. This is the same FDA that had Olestra and Olean and all Fin and all the things, all the little political loopholes that the FDA allows to get things on our shelves.
Get that money.
Yeah. I have to be like, okay, let's make this COVID hope this works this time.
Yeah. The CDC and the FDA have the same graduation process. If you work at the FDA, chances are you're going to work at a very, very big corporation after for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
so Gavin, Mr. Gavin Newsom's, our governor, is banning certain things, a lot, some of the shit found on this table right here. So that's why we're going to eat it all.
Yeah, I'm going to try and buy up as much.
Lab rat.
I'm going to try and buy up as much of this nasty ass candy as I can so I can start set up an underground game.
Forget the right-wing dads. We should be the red dye smugglers.
Yeah.
Bringing that shit in from Arizona.
RDS.
Yeah.
Red dye smugglers. Yeah, Blaine, I'll get my boy put us a theme song together. But I remember I hate when I keep saying this. When I was in Japan, when I was in Hiroshima, Shibuya. I remember I was eating these strawberry gummies that we got at 7-Eleven. They were delicious, and I was like, let me just look in the back, and I did my Google Translate. There's only 3 or 4 ingredients in there. It was sugar, some type of weird gum dye, and a little MSG, and it was something else. It was just, it was kind of ridiculous that. Oh yeah, strawberries were in there.
Yeah, and it's also I was eating before I ate this candy. I had a couple Trader Joe's, of their sour gummies. And I was like, "What's in this stuff?" And they use, food, food coloring, beet juice and spinera and things like that, where it has natural colors that aren't beets don't cause cancer in rats.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Misfits Foods?
I don't think so.
So there's these guys that used to own ugly produce or ugly veggies or something, like butt ugly vegetables or some shit. I don't know what the company was named, but yeah, the whole point is that they would ship you vegetables that
imperfect produce.
Yes,
Yeah.
imperfect foods. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they would send you like mutant eggplants and like bananas with 3 things.
Yeah, like stuff that wasn't. Yeah, we got it for a little while.
Yeah, so like for a pretty decent price, you get all this produce that people didn't want because of the way they looked. So Misfits Food is kind of like their rebrand. Because I think they got a little too big. Even
I mean, for me, like they started pushing more stuff on you. It's like, okay, I know you want blueberries, but how about this chicken breast, or how about some sausage? And eventually, the shit, like all online stuff, it starts adding on and adding on. It became like impractical. Like,
yeah.
I remember it was just like weird looking tomatoes, and now,
So that's where we are.
Push other stuff on me.
That's where we are at right now. Like I got Misfits Foods, and our first box was great. I was like, this is dope. It's like $30, $30 or $40. You get like a bunch of produce, and it was awesome. But and there's a reason I brought this up. But my only one complaint about them is when they don't have like the limes you want, they'll send you a grapefruit. What the fuck am I gonna do with this giant grapefruit?
Like we're out of onions. How about 4 bananas?
Yeah.
Like, that's not even close. I don't know what you got there.
Yeah, like it's really bad. So I wanted the cuties, the little orange mandarins. So like, hey, we didn't have this, and I already ordered apples. So what they did was they tacked on different type of apples. So I had like the crisps and the Fujis. I don't want to be bougie, but I hate the Fujis.
Yeah, Fujis are trash apples.
Yeah, Fujis are trash apples.
Once you have a Honey Crisp, it's hard or a Pink Lady.
Oh yeah,
you're hard to go back.
Yeah, you're never going back. I just had one of those Amarani apples. I forgot what the fuck they're called. Anyway, I pulled a fast one at Whole Foods.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They got one of these apples that are like $8 an apple. It was ridiculous, and I was like, man, is this gonna even taste good? So I took that apple. I took like 3 of those apples, and I put it in a little green basket, and I took like 2 Honey Crisps, and I put it on top of them, and then the lady just scanned the Honey Crisp, which came out to like $4.99 for the pound. Yeah. So I was like, great, cool. I got home and I tasted the apple. Unreal.
Yeah.
Delicious apple. Holy shit. Like so juicy. Like I was thinking like I could squeeze a slice and just apple juice would come out, but it was so crunchy and juicy. It was wild. But anyway, the reason I brought this up, the long walk that I'm making, is they threw some candies in there. And like these candies are healthy. Like these like fruit snacks and shit. Like I wouldn't say healthy. They're just, I like things with 3 or 4 ingredients in it. And I saw this, they had this like rope candy with a little badger. It has like a little raccoon on the front that's like, he uses the rope to like scale buildings or something, but it's like, all right, I was like, okay, let me taste this. And it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Ozo likes it. I like it. Shannon likes it. And it's only like 4 or 5 ingredients. Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, in a lot of, this is something I talk about on the podcast. Like we have a large country.
Yeah.
Like it's very geographically big, and shit has to like last a long time to travel across those countries. So a lot of the reasons we have crazy preservatives is for that reason, because they got to go, apples are grown in fucking wherever, or, in Vermont, and then has to go here, you know, or like fucking, that's just the way our country has operated forever, because we got to have what we want right now. And I need it all the entire year. I need this whole thing. I need it all. I can't just eat Georgia peaches in fucking February, man. No, I need that shit now. I need peaches, 365.
Yeah, 360 motherfucking 247.
Yeah.
That's why I need my peaches. But there's going to be it looks like it's potentially going to affect 12,000 different products. And so this ban, when does it go down? When are they going to start outlawing it? So it's supposed to like kick off when?
I think they're gonna start like the
next year.
No, like the liberal army is gonna bust in doors starting after.
Show me your peeps
on November 1st. Yeah,
show me your peeps. It's such a weird time to announce it too, like right before Halloween.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like
I can't wait to hear like the right wing perspective on. They're coming for our candy because we came for their stoves, we came for their dishwasher, came for their toilets.
Yeah, a few years back it was like the king, the biggie size, king size.
Yeah.
Those big drinks were banned in a lot of places.
Yeah, because like you don't need. I remember, like, have you ever gotten a regular size drink at Carl's Jr.?
Oh yeah, it's obscene.
It's obscene. Nobody needs that much Sprite.
No,
nobody needs that much fucking Sprite. It's fucking crazy. Or High C Orange. or
I need
fruit
that,
punch.
I need that much high C orange.
Well, the lava burst. I'll tell you right now, I'm glad the lava burst is back.
yeah.
Big ups to the Golden Arches for bringing the lava burst back. There was a time where I was very sad because the lava burst. The high C
McNuggets
lava
don't
burst.
taste the same without that high C.
It doesn't at all. When I'm eating a Big Mac, if I can't chase it with a lava burst, I'm not having it.
No.
I took a nice break from McDonald's because they didn't have the lava burst.
No, as a consumer, I was hurt.
I turned my back on them.
Yeah. It was like Monopoly all over again.
Oh my God. Yo, let me tell you, like, that's one thing I still get excited about. McDonald's Monopoly. I'm still coming for that million. I'm going to get me a boardwalk. I'll tell you, son, I'm going to get me a boardwalk. I don't even think they're giving out $1 million anymore. I think they give you like an Amazon card now.
No, they just give you fries and call it a day.
I think everyone's getting Park Place and Boardwalk these days.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the last time I looked at that board. It was from Safeway. It wasn't a McDonald's one.
That's
it was a
right.
Safeway.
Yeah, they were doing that for
They
a
were
bit.
doing it, and I was like, oh my God. But I was like, I remember like getting some of the boards, and I was like, wait, the fuck? $20 towards a $50 grocery order. What the fuck? I was like, you know how long I searched for this? God damn. But yeah, sweet and spicy jam mambo sauce. What is that?
Oh, there's new sauces at McDonald's. I
What?
haven't been brave enough to try them.
You know, McDonald's been coming out with some weird shit. This is not the first time we've brought up McDonald's coming out with some weird shit, like that brunch burger.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
sweet and mambo.
Well, I
Sweet
think that,
and
you know,
spicy.
they're trying to see what stick. They, like spaghetti at the wall, seeing if it sticks. You know.
Oh yeah.
What is a mambo sauce?
What is a mambo sauce?
We're looking.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, look
Blaine's
at,
doing the due diligence. So
Yeah,
it's
good.
mambo sauce, and what's the other one we're talking about? And how soon are they going to be banned in California? So we got to get that shit quick. I know there's bromide in all of those.
yeah, dude. Mambo sauce. It's a red and orange sauce, similar to a barbecue sauce. So
That's
it's sweeter.
barbecue sauce.
Yeah, you're just talking about brown sugar barbecue sauce. So that's what mambo sauce is.
And what's the other one they came up with? Sweet and spicy jam.
Sweet and spicy jam. So I'm still like, spicy jam has been on the rise, and I'm still a part of the camp of stop making shit spicy. Like, stop making shit spicy. It's not cute. I don't appreciate it. I know a lot of people's buttholes don't appreciate it. Just stop making shit spicy. Like,
There's a hot chicken scourge in Los Angeles right now. You can't walk 10 feet without hitting a hot chicken place here.
Dude, you know what sucks about that is that there's no thought into half these places.
No,
It's just hot for no reason, dry ass chicken.
it's not enjoyable. Like I don't want to have an emotional experience when I eat.
No,
Like,
I
don't want to be in pain.
There's the spicy craze, like, you know, if you don't come from a culture that experienced spice the way it's supposed to, like all this spicy shit just comes off lazy.
Yeah.
Like, it just comes off like, all right, hit them with that ghost pepper, call it a day. Like, I don't want to go to IHOP and have like maple ghost pepper syrup on my, just because it's fucking fun and cool. Like, I'm not, by the way, when's the last time you went to IHOP?
I'm more of a Denny's guy.
Oh, we really need a screening process for this podcast.
Well, yeah, I could walk to the Denny's in our neighborhood. So that's the main reason is that we walk there.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I haven't been to an IHOP because there's just not one in walking distance.
But we lived in West Hollywood. There's one right there on Santa Monica, and Nat and I walked there a bunch. Like, quick aside story. One of the last times I had IHOP was also after a wrap party, and I got my usual order of the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
Nice.
Blueberries on top. Ate it all, went home and promptly threw up purple.
Oh, shit. Wait, this wrap party, were you sober when you went?
You might have been there. You might have been DJing one of these wrap
Oh,
parties.
shit.
Who knows? No, I was in the West Hollywood days, I think, before I knew you. But,
Yeah, but I could have been there.
yeah, you could have been there. But no, I remember distinctly, it's like, that's really purple.
Yeah. I love that you remember I remember that it was really purple, that you ate it, but you don't remember how it got there.
No, I think it was probably a talent-associated rap party.
Oh, those guys party. I'll tell you right now, those guys party.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Oh, I went to a rap party on last week. I went to a rap party. Yeah, it was pretty mellow, actually. And I'll tell you right now, the when you're working a rap party, like I was DJing this rap party. When you're working a rap party, I noticed that there's like this halo around my DJ booth that no one would cross because they just wanted to talk and chill.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I've gone to 2 rap parties for this particular show in a row. They do like back-to-back seasons. And the first one, I just put on a playlist and these guys were turning up and they're like having a blast. I was like, ooh. This one, and I think they were just burnt out because they just did a full season a month ago. They literally loaded into this place, and then like I remember the last rap party. I was like, it was in like September. I was like, okay, it was in August. So watching people like walk in the door and immediately like kind of whinge and like, ugh, this music is so loud, and then like kind of walk around the bar to the back. I was like, all right, let me turn it down. And as soon as I turn it down, like one of the judges comes up. He's like, no, all the way up. I want to party. Spills his drink on my fucking turntables. And I was like, cool. Never doing this again.
Yeah, all right.
10 years ago, I would have thought that was the coolest experience of my life. But right then and there, I realized how old I was because I was just looking at an adult that was not acting like a fucking adult.
Yeah.
And got fucking, I don't even think they had expensive whiskey. It was just like fucking speed rack whiskey on my goddamn controller.
Some goddamn millionaire spilled his Buffalo Trace on my keyboard.
I was very upset with the fucking Johnny Will that was dripping from my controller. It was not stoked at all. But so
we've lost the plot.
We've lost the plot.
There's literally a skull eating candy in front of us, so we can't stop talking about McDonald's.
Yeah. We wanted to talk about some of our favorite candies, ones that we want, our top 5s, and ones that a year after year after year we think need to get canceled. And we both know what it is. Candy corn,
of course.
You're the worst.
Yeah.
Candy corn, get the fuck out of here. You're our top.
It's consistently bad.
It's so terrible. I don't care if it makes a piece of corn. I found that out in my 30s. I still didn't care.
No, it's
just get that shit out of here. And those the sleeper, I talked about this last year. You know that sleeper candy that's really good? It's the one that looks like a strawberry wrapper that has a strawberry filling
the
inside.
grandma candy. Yeah.
So same shit. We never know what the fuck that's called. Like we never know what it's called. That grandma candy, I called it my auntie candy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the one that's always in the bowl.
It's in a dish.
Yeah. There it is. Like a crystal one or a gold one. Do you remember what color the bowl was that you used to eat yours out of?
Well, my great-grandparents, they had a bunch of cookie jars, like old creepy cookie jars. You kind of rummage through various ones and,
they would be.
And hope they're from this decade.
Yeah. Is it just really called old-fashioned strawberry?
Yeah, it just looks like a strawberry.
Strawberry bonbons?
Always tell if they're really old if it's just all solid, if the gel is turned into rock in the middle. So
I used to remember was a Peggy Bundy would be like, my bonbons. And I'm like, what the fuck is a bonbon? And I can't believe she was eating these. These are called strawberry. Yeah, these are strawberry bonbons, right?
No, a bonbon is like a chocolate situation.
Oh, the bonbons? Oh, I see
also
that.
with like ice cream, yeah.
Okay, my bonbons. So old-fashioned strawberry bonbon. That's okay.
I think it's just old-fashioned strawberry. I don't know where you get
it says strawberry bonbons by was it by Canby? See,
I don't know about that.
Is that the knockoff brand? Is that what we're looking at?
Well, I think we need to define what a bonbon is. How can it be a hard candy and a chocolate covered ice cream?
You know what? Like this is why you're the smart one in the group. I don't even ask questions. I'm like, oh, they're both bonbons. Great.
I mean, maybe it implies like something with a filling in the middle. Like maybe that's what a bonbon is.
A bonbon is probably a hard shelled candy or chocolate with filling in the middle. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, you nailed it. Okay. Fucking mystery solved.
Old fat man expert over here.
Hey, speaking of fat man experts, I want to tell a little funny story that happened earlier today that you were here for, but I wanted everyone in the pod to hear. Our producer came in to set up our studio early because we were on the road and we did a mobile episode. So I decided to bring him back some food. Brought him back some food. We picked up some food, brought him back some food, and he took a bite. He was like, "Oh, that's great." And then he came in here and named the restaurant of the chicken that we got based on the taste of the chicken. And I thought that was very impressive. He was very disappointed in himself. I thought it was impressive.
It's it's got a distinct batter to it.
Yes, you
chicken.
did. Yes, you did mention it has a distinct batter. I would say that it tastes like the Jollibee hot.
Oh, I've never had a Jollibee.
Okay,
It's
Jollibee
good stuff.
So the thing is, here it is. It's not like the best, but I would think that it's the best fast food chicken I've ever had.
Okay.
I think it's better than Popeyes. I think it's better than KFC.
Whoa. Now we're talking, huh?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think
I'll make a drive to a Jollibee.
Yeah,
that's the statement.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some chicken and do a taste test, a blind taste test.
Yeah,
because I'll tell you, Jollibee for me, and I might be a little nostalgic because I've never had it sober. I might be nostalgic for a good time when I used to live down the street, so I lived the club. I'd be walking up, get me some Jollibee and a little cup of noodles, a little spaghetti, sweet spaghetti in the cup. So yeah, it was pretty good for me. I think it's not bad. I think if you live in LA and you live next to a Jollibee, you should try it.
Mm-hmm. They have
Big
spaghetti there too, right?
Yeah, it's I'll tell you right now, I didn't try it.
It's a Filipino chain, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't try it for the longest time because I thought that having fried chicken next to spaghetti was disgusting.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing?
How could you do both?
And honestly, you just need to get a little buzz on when you go in there, and everything looks a little good. I think that's what it is. Because I'll tell you, how many times when you were younger, you walk into your kitchen and be like, all right, I'm going to have this, that, and that you would never put on a plate together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was good, right? You know, old quesadilla, hot dog.
Yeah, I once made a bologna quesadilla in college. It was terrible, but I ate it.
Yeah, you had the hot. Have you done the hot dog and mac and cheese?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you've done the hot dog and mac and cheese
with the fire sauce from Taco Bell.
There you go. Okay. Ooh, that hurt my booty hole.
Yeah. Yeah, I've downgraded just to hot. I can no longer handle the fire.
Oh, there's a mango habanero sauce that I used to love, and it was like I felt like a junkie using it. I'll tell you right, it was in my fridge. I would pop it on some stuff, I'd eat it, and I'd be on the toilet for the rest of the night. And so I remember I was a roommate with my sister when I lived in Northridge. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, cool, I'm just gonna be blowing up the bathroom tonight. Like I would literally just look and be like, okay, I'm cool with this. Yeah.
I'm making this choice consciously.
Like I know that this is going to happen and I'm going to make it happen. Oh yeah, we just pulled up the story. Japan has a new shrimp nuggets. Mm-hmm. Like when we left Japan is when they introduced the shrimp nuggets
at
McDonald's.
I've had a shrimp patty before.
The shrimp burger is fucking Ebi burger. Is that what it is? The Ebi burger, Ebi burger. Oh man, woo!
Yeah, there was
so
a
good.
burger joint shrimp back home in Lafayette that does a shrimp burger, which is pretty solid.
That sounds like they know what they're doing. It's not crawfish, right? You know how I feel about crawfish.
Yeah, bottom. I mean, they're both bottom feeders, but you know,
one doesn't taste like a fish's butt. All right, I don't care how much trash you eat as long as you don't taste like the inside of a fish.
Yeah,
then I'm fine.
No, you need to have some good crawfish.
Okay,
I think.
Okay, I'll have some good ones. I've had some good ones with you, but I thought that was a fluke. Anyway, so what is your best chocolate bar?
All right, back here,
back here,
in the Halloween
candy. Back here. What is your best chocolate bar?
Here it is. And it's not a chocolate. I mean, candy bars come and go. I think they're always around. You can always, you could always get a Milky Way or Snickers or a Twix.
Yeah,
18 Twix like we had earlier.
Oh God!
But for me, I'm all about the seasonally shaped Reese's.
Oh whoa!
Give me a Reese's shaped like not a circle, and I am there.
No, that's what does it for you, huh?
That's it. Like, give me the tree, give me the egg, give me the pumpkin.
Okay.
I'm gonna get if I'm picking up my prescription like I did today, I might have to get me old pumpkin on the out. When I'm checking out.
I feel you.
That's the top tier. And then for me, I don't know if I told the story last year. I probably did, but it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Who can remember?
No one's listening to that episode.
Growing up in my neighborhood, it was like a big kids' neighborhood. It was like, it almost felt like TV Halloween, like so many kids running around. But we had one guy like at the, at the end of, at the one of the borders of our neighborhood,
yeah,
who was a hostess driver.
Ooh.
And he always gave out hostess cakes
God,
so literally
damn.
it looked like fucking, Studio 54 outside his, like wrapped around the block, like kids waiting in line to get their free Twinkie and ding dong. But you had to, like, it was like
that dude
that's
must
premier giveaway.
Yeah, see, we don't get too many trick-or-treaters on this side of town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not the what's crazy is there are a bunch of kids on the block.
Mm-hmm.
But every parent's like, and I think it's messed up. And then I'll make a corner down my street and I'll see one of the ladies of the night working the corner, and I'll be like, maybe they're right, not letting the kids walk around.
There are a couple motels, not
Yeah, that's why
within walking distance, not an IHOP.
There's a lot of churches and a lot of hookers, and it just doesn't compute. But what are you gonna do? That's LA for you. So
where do you guys go trick or treating? Do you still go here, or do you go somewhere else to go?
So we usually go up into La Cañada.
Wow.
La Cañada, they got like this little 3rd Street thing going on.
That's
where like
fun.
all the stores, storefronts like set up trick or treating desk.
Mm-hmm.
So you're walking into restaurants and stores that are open after hours, and it's good for the kids.
Yeah.
It's just like a sea of children. So it's great for all the kids to go around, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So that's the one. I might be going to a pet cemetery party for kids, which seems weird, but I already
like the movie, or we're going to a pet cemetery.
I'm going to an actual pet cemetery, and I'm the type of person to click maybe to everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't read it, and then when the confirmation came in, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Huh.
Like, why would one of my friends send me this? They don't know me at all.
Yeah. Sometimes clicking no is better.
When was the last time you went trick or treating without a kid? How do you remember how old you were when you stopped?
It was me and my group of friends were it was a handful of us, and we definitely it was the year after we should have, I remember knocking on houses and seeing other people giving out candy that were my age.
Okay.
Not in shitty costumes trying to get free candy. So I want to say, I don't think 7th grade, but definitely 6th grade, I think was.
Oh shit.
Deep. It was maybe 5th.
Oh, mine was after.
Oh, really?
And mine was not pretty.
Oh, no.
No, mine was not pretty.
Did you have to shave before or what?
Well, no, I remember when I was in 10th grade.
Oh, wow.
I was in 10th grade. I went to a house with a couple of my friends, and a woman yelled at us and said, we are too old to be trick-or-treating. She's like, you're too old to be trick-or-treating. We're like, what? We just came here for the candy. She's like, that guy's not even dressed up. And I turned around, and my buddy's like, just got off practice. I was like,
yeah, it works at overnight. What do you expect?
He's dressed as a football player. Get off get off in the back, lady. But yeah, I was definitely too old to be trick-or-treating. But
I think it was 7th grade, because I remember 8th grade handing out candy the next year with my dad.
Yeah, 8th grade, I was still running around. 9th grade, I remember we went to the premier towns. We're like, yeah, let's just go here. Mm-hmm. We did some other questionable stuff and then went and got some candy. And then 10th grade, we met up and we're like, it's Halloween. Let's go see if we can get some candy. Mm-hmm. First house. Nope. Too old. What are you doing? Get out of here. And we're like, guys, maybe we shouldn't. And we just looked around the block and we're like, the only adult.
Yeah, 2 feet taller than everybody.
Yeah, everybody else walking around either had anybody else our age or our height had a kid attached to them. So we shouldn't have been there. And that's why I learned my lesson.
Yeah. That's why you got to get a kid.
Yeah. That's why I made one.
It's like, you know what? I'm going to get back in this candy racket.
I was trying to get back in the candy game. Finally I can. My kid's too cool for school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was working. So the first year, we all went trick-or-treating together. Older dude was a firefighter. Little dude was a Dalmatian. I was a fire. I got a fire print blanket from the Amazon and just wore that. And
you were the fire?
I was the fire, yeah.
That's very conceited. Hot stuff coming through.
Yeah. But, we made it a block. And then last year, the younger dude, I was working. So Nat was, Nat, my mom took him trick-or-treating. And the younger dude made I don't think he made it out of the garage before he had a meltdown. I think mom stayed with him. So hopefully this year we'll actually do some trick-or-treating. We haven't picked out costumes yet for them.
Oh, Ozo told me what he wants to be.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's so weird.
I'm into it.
It's like, hey, what do you want to be? He's like, for Halloween, I want to be water. Or what? What? He's like, I want to be water.
Like a bottle of water, like an
That's
ocean.
That's what I asked. He's like, no, like a water guy. I want to be a water guy. I'm like, oh, like a firefighter? No, I want to be water. And I think he watched the movie Elemental and really connected with the water dude. I haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, it looks like absolute garbage, but
it's fine. I mean, no, it's a phone-in Pixar. I feel like
they've been making a lot of phone-in Pixars lately.
Mm-hmm.
They the last 3 Pixars have been phone-in Pixars. If I remember correctly, I think it was Strange World, and there was another one. I think there was another one that wasn't that good.
There's
Luca.
Oh, Luca, I missed. I think I tried to watch a couple of
Well,
times.
Raya came out, and that was good.
That one's fun.
Yeah,
that was surprisingly
Raya.
good. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was Luca. Buzz Lightyear was.
That Buzz Lightyear sucked.
It sucked, but I liked it.
Really?
I only liked it because I guess I didn't like it. To be honest, I didn't like it. I really, really tried to. I liked the bad guy in the movie, but it kind of didn't make sense.
Wasn't the bad guy just Buzz Lightyear
from the future? Yes. Spoiler alert! Jesus Christ. But yeah, Luca, stinker.
I didn't see The Good Dinosaur either.
The Good Dinosaur was not bad.
Yeah.
It was not bad.
Oh, no, I think we did watch that one.
That one's not bad.
I think Miles was really freaked out by the kid at first, and the kid shows up and he's all fucking
scary.
wild and all over the place.
Yeah. He's scary.
Turning Red I like too.
Turning Red was so that's what it was. It was Luca, Lightyear, and Elemental. They were just not good.
Oh yeah.
Not good. Turning Red was good.
And then Soul.
Oh man, you're a good guy. I like that. Soul raspberry. I can't wait till our.
Can you believe a black man has a soul? Is that? Let's not clip that out either.
No, we got you by the balls right now.
Fucking case closed.
And as I mentioned before in past podcasts, Bennett has most frequently been the only white person in the room, so it's very funny. You're about to get your black card, Bennett.
We're about to hit Exhibit AA. That was Exhibit Z.
All right. So yeah, I want to take another break before we come back with our pulpit.
What was your? You didn't tell me what's your top candy.
Oh, my top candies. Okay, I want to go chocolate, gummies.
No. Get specific.
Get specific.
For me, I'm gummies over everything, but like but
honestly,
Reese's is like the seasonal Reese's. I think is the pinnacle. It's the S tier if we're doing like an internet ranking.
You know what? Like I can't like a little mini Milky Way is one I'll always pick out of the bunch. Mm-hmm. I love it, but I'll tell you, like my kryptonite right now is the Rolo.
The Rolo.
I fucks with the Rolo.
They're this. I mean, it's basically a Milky Way in a little.
Yeah,
dye.
but they don't fool around with the nougat. They get right down to the meat and potatoes.
just caramel and chocolate.
Caramel and chocolate.
And bullet shaped.
Yeah. just fucking fire rocket them in your mouth. You can close it back up. But I would say
that is a unfair assumption that I'm going to seal it back up afterwards. I'm going to twist it. Like,
yeah, it's I'm
eating these by the column. I'm not eating them by the disc.
It's the office donut test. You know when like you don't want to be the guy to take the whole glaze in the office, and you take the stupid fork and you cut it down the middle, and by the time you get to the door, you just reach back and grab the other.
Yeah, U-turn. Come on.
I'm gonna eat this whole donut. Let's be honest. All right.
Yeah.
Don't judge me, Susan. All right. But the I love the Rolo. If there was a Rolo and a Milky Way, I'm going with the Rolo.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think the one that trumps all, it has to be the Peachios. I love me a Peachio.
What is that, like the gummy peaches?
Yeah, the gummy peaches,
all
like
right.
the Haribo Peachios.
Yeah. That's a good taste.
It's great, man. And I'll tell you right now, Haribo makes the best candy on the planet.
Yeah,
like it really is. When it comes to gummies, nobody else fucks with them.
Nope.
Haribo.
Hey, those Germans or Austrians, I don't know where they're from originally.
I say it in a way that makes it seem Japanese, but I think it's German.
Yeah. Hey, they know what they're doing.
They know what the fuck they're doing.
They got one thing right.
Maybe. Yeah, only one. All right, it's a bad time to make that joke. All right, we're not comedians.
Oh, they are German.
Yeah, they're German.
And you can say, is it what is it? Haribo? Yeah, you're right. Haribo.
Yeah.
Haribo.
Yeah, I say Haribo.
I like you get when I went to Italy.
Okay.
There's different Haribos in Europe, and one of them is just called a Dum Dum because I guess it's like in like pacifier shapes. I enjoyed that a lot.
Those are very.
There's
very
also
good.
wine country Haribos, which are like different wine grape flavored.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole. It's a whole new world.
Yeah, I should have reached out to you to send back some candy.
It wouldn't have made it back, to be quite honest.
I would have just sent you the money. I'm like, ship it. I don't want this anywhere near you for however long.
This is not carry-on candy.
It's like, hey, Bennett, I sent you a lockbox.
Throw that key in the fucking ocean.
And I gave you a dead man switch, all right, on your left hand. If you try and open this shit, it's blowing off your arm. Fucking show up 2 months later, no arm, I got no gummies.
I don't know what happened. Gummies didn't show up.
But yeah, we're gonna come back after this break with more Papa Don't Preach. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
Yep.
Thank you so much for staying tuned and listening to us for this last hour as we tickled your eardrums. But yeah, we're going to be calling it quits soon. Are we doing an episode next week? We don't know.
I'm be out of town.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing one.
We could sneak one in before Halloween when we talk even more about Halloween.
Oh yeah, definitely. Our pre-Halloweeny episode.
Yeah. I'm someone who likes, Nat and I are both, we're not like
You're big spooky people, man.
We're not like Nightmare Before Christmas people, but like we like spooky stuff. We like watching horror movies together. But like, I don't know. I think there's a fine line between like someone who's a horror, I'm wearing a fucking alien shirt.
Yeah.
But I'm not someone who has like, I think Nightmare Before Christmas is the line in the sand.
You think that's it? So like, if you're a Nightmare Before Christmas, you enjoy the fun part of spooky.
Well, I think you enjoy like the overly like. You're trying
like,
to put it out in the world, like how spooky you are.
You're
Same
like,
people that are like the Haunted Mansion, like Disney people. The people that like, I toss that and the Night Before Christmas people in the same bucket of like, you're a little too cheesy Halloween for me.
So I'm
gonna do Halloween my way. I like scary stuff. I like spooky stuff. I like ghosts. I like candy. But I don't need to have Jack Skellington and everything.
So you're like a Disney Halloween person opposed to like a Universal Studios haunted horror show.
Yeah, I don't, like I like scary movies, but I don't want to be, like I said, like I've had this said on the show before: high tolerance for pain, low tolerance for surprise. So I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to be jump scared, like because that's all it is. Like I know it's just a person in a mask. I'm not like putting myself in the zombie, oh my god, that zombie might be real.
No.
I just don't want to be surprised.
Yes, and I'm with you. I'm not I don't mind being scared, but it's like. That much adrenaline doesn't get me going.
No.
Like...
That being said, one of my first jobs here in LA is I worked the Halloween horror nights.
Of course you did.
In Six Flags.
Fucking course you did.
Because I went to school up, by Six Flags. So like one of my suite mate, like he was working there and his friend was working there. So they got me a job there. So I did like during the Halloween, the Fright Fest. Fright Fest is what they call it.
Yeah.
In Six Flags, Fright Fest.
I believe that's Fright Fest.
So like I got to be like one of the, not like the scary guy in a costume, but like I would press the thing is like I was like a theater tech, like I'm behind the stage, like
gotcha.
Building sets, and like they made me show up and like, okay, you guys have to audition too. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I didn't. Like
Dude, they just put you in a Jason mask and tell you to walk around. You're done. You don't have to do anything.
But it was like, I think that's a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas kids that are there. Like, the theater kids that want to be spooky and scary and have characters. And I just wanted a paycheck. But they'd stick me in the maze. So like one of my sections was like that, put in a little box and I had a couple of buttons. And one of these buttons, there was like, the maze was like a haunted theater.
Yeah, okay.
And someone was giving a tour of the theater, like for prospective buyers. It was like a red jacket lady, like, like having, she's like, hey, this is this. And like, follow me this way and that kind of deal. So one of the rooms was a spider room. It was like a bunch of spiders and monofilament hanging down. And I had a button that pressed a sprinkler that made everybody like did like water real quick and like freaked everybody out. And the other one I had was an air jet. So like when people walked around the corner, like I could spray them,
right in the face.
Yeah. the goal was, the best one is like if they had long hair is to hit it right as they walk past, their hair in the back went straight up. That was always, I was like, so I'd get fucking candy and like eat candy and like press my buttons. And then my other job, which was, it was more work.
Here's the fucking
like, now you're wet. Now you got air on you. But I had like the end of the ride. It was like the person that was giving the tour, like was a red jacket realtor person. She's like, hey, here you go, take my card. And then she gets ripped out
shit.
of the scene, and all these monsters come out and usher the people out. So I was the person, like, I would, she'd like lean up against the wall and like I'd, hook the fly rig onto her and literally just fucking yank the hell out of them. They'd fly back on a crash pad, and like that was my job. I loved that. That was a real fun one too.
Yeah.
It's all these like 5'2", wannabe actresses, and like just like giving them whiplash from whipping them back so hard.
Bennet Big Show Miller.
That was good. It was fun to scare.
That's good.
And eat candy at the same time.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I don't think I've never been a spooky person. Like it's not for me. It's never been for me. I remember Knott's Berry Farm got in trouble a long time. I don't know if you remember, like Knott's Berry Farm was like Night of the Living Dead. Like they would shut off all the lights and people would just start running and scream. Yeah, a lot of people got hurt at Knott's Berry Farm. They had to change their shit. No, it was bad. Like you'd go into the bathroom, like you'd go pee, the lights would shut off and start flickering. They would start rattling the stalls. Like,
oh wow.
And like when people it became such a cult event that people who didn't work for the park started to participate in scaring people, and it got bad. It got bad.
You gotta have rules.
Yeah, like, and they're not the type of park that has like enough security to control when things get out of control. But yeah, fuck Knott's Berry Farm. For you, like, do you remember like the worst costume you ever had, where you're like, you look at pictures, you're like, ugh.
As a kid or as an adult?
I mean, as a kid, you really don't have a choice. But I say it like as an adult. But if there's one as a kid, if there's one that sticks out as the worst costume you've ever had, hit me with it.
I was a pirate for a few years, so they couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah.
1 year, my grandma, God rest her soul, she's was a seamstress. She made like a Viking costume for me, but it was just it was like ripped. It was like real 80s, like ripped denim, like kind of like robe thing I had on, and a plastic Viking helmet. It looked like I was like 1988 fucking Viking, like with the denim vest. Like a little ripped up denim vest.
Did you ask for this?
No, that was one of the costumes given to me.
Oh, so she's like, you're going to be an 80s Viking.
Okay. I was a Viking. It just so happened to be the 80s.
Ah, yes. Okay. Gotcha. I remember when I was just slapping some things together, but I went through a phase where I was a Disney villain every year.
Oh, I remember one of those Halloweens.
Yes. I was a Disney villain every year, but all the best villains were female. So I was just in drag every Halloween.
Yeah.
I did Cruella de Vil. Ursula
was the one I saw. And
Ursula was a big hit. I did Purple Face.
Yeah, you did Purple Face.
I did Purple Face. My kid's mom made the outfit. Like, she worked night and day on the fucking octopus.
Yeah, the tentacles.
Yeah, I remember.
Hair. It was.
I made the hair, and everyone said it wouldn't work, and I was super proud of the hair. I basically bought a mullet from Party City, hung it upside down, and sprayed it white, and the paint like hardened it, so it made her exact hairdo. And so I was like pretty proud of it. I was proud of it because everyone told me it wouldn't work, and it would work.
Yeah.
But the worst costume I had was Cruella de Vil. That was the worst one I had because everybody thought I was just like. So first, when I left my house, I forgot the jacket because it was Los Angeles in October, so it was 1,000,000 degrees outside. I forgot the jacket. One of my friends was supposed to be a Dalmatian, did not do it. So I was just like,
and I'm sure like the white face paint was no good either.
Well, I didn't decide to go to whiteface because I always had this problem when I dressed up where I was like, this kind of sucks that like I couldn't be like a black character. Like there was such a small window of black characters I could be. Like there's like, it was, like I remember when I went to a Vice Versa dance, I was Lenny Kravitz because he had to be a rock star. I'm like, I know one, can't be Hootie. You know?
Let's see. There's Hendrix. There's Hootie. There's Lenny.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be Lenny.
That's true. Their representation matters in both good and evil.
Our producer's trying to get us the villain from Princess and the Frog. I graduated in 2004. This wasn't an option. All right. This was good 5 years after I graduated, so I wouldn't have been able to do this one. I ended up looking like some old creepy lady. I looked like a witch. Like, I had this black dress on with like a black wig with one white stripe down it. And it was like, what are you? And I'm like, I'm a woman. Like, I'm a woman. Like, you look so funny. Oh my God, you look so good. I'm like, this is an epic fail.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember one of the years what I wanted to be was Hades from Hercules, which was it was easy. I just didn't get the blue paint. I flubbed on the blue paint. I had everything else, and I flubbed on the blue paint. I didn't get it. But the worst one I had was Cruella de Vil. Like, oh God, that was such a train wreck.
One of my worst was like as an adult, is like I was working on a show, it was like Halloween night, and I was like, fucking, I just grabbed something from Walmart. So I grabbed like a Roman, like it was like one of the last two costumes on this. It was like Halloween night. So it was like a Roman costume with like a little golden thing, and everyone thought I was Jesus because of the beard and my hair. So next year I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna be Jesus. So like I wore that. It was like a red sash, white, cheap outfit, and I made a little cardboard halo with like a hair thing so I could put it on. Had a little LED light, so it looked like kind of like
oh nice,
a little glowy thing. I got so many free drinks because everyone wants to buy a Jesus a drink. Like on the streets of New Orleans, like, hey, Jesus. Like, yeah. At any bar I went to, like, I was getting stuff bought for me because everyone wants to, fat Jesus is the life of the party.
You know what? Like, I always wanted to dress up as a cow with a halo so people can ask, like, hey, what are you? I can be like, I'm Holy Cow. And I never did it. I'm a big pun guy. If you haven't been listening to this podcast for the last 4 years, I'm a big pun guy. So I always try to figure out, what'd be a fun thing to do? What's a fun thing to do? I come up with this idea. I go to the store and I'm like, I'm not spending $100 to make this fucking costume. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I always abandon it. But like this year I'm skipping it. As you see, there's no decorations up in the studio except for our art department. But yeah, when I got to I'm skipping Halloween this year, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know what I'm going to dress up as. I think we're about to go on a trip, and I think we're going to go Halloween shopping when we go, to make the kids decide, like, God damn it, decide what do you want to be.
I know what you should be.
What's that?
Texas T.
Like,
you should be the letter T.
Oh.
With spurs and some guns. So when somebody asks you what you are, like, I'm Texas T.
That's not bad.
I'm a big pun guy. I told you. Big pun guy. I really like so what is the best costume you think you've ever had?
I mean, Jesus is up there because it was
is
a
up
very
there.
popular one.
I think Ursula was popular from, but I think my favorite one, I'll give you a second thing. My favorite costume of all time is and it was a group
That's always
costume.
Fun.
So we all dressed up as wrestlers, like Raw era wrestlers. Yeah. And I was the Godfather. My buddy Pac was The Rock. Buddy Dylan was my buddy Ron was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Buddy Dylan was Ric Flair. We had our one buddy Eddie, and I hope he's listening to this because he's just like one of those friends who can never get anything right. But he came dressed as Nacho Libre. He's a wrestler. Like, yeah, but you don't get the assignment.
He's not a real wrestler.
But yeah, and what made that outfit so great is that we ended up getting in a wrestling match at some random college party in San Luis Obispo. And it started inside, and we were beating up each other. It ended up spilling out outside where a crowd gathered, started to chant and cheer. My buddy Pac clotheslined my buddy Ron, who was dressed as Hulk Hogan. So he didn't have a shirt on, and we're on gravel. And he fully committed, went lateral, and landed on this thing. My buddy Pac comes up to give him the people's elbow. Everybody was screaming. He landed the elbow. He pinned him. And we ran out of the house after. I took a chair to Dylan's head. It was amazing. It was an amazing event, and we just got the hell out of there. And we were like leaving, like, oh my God, did that just happen? Did we just put on a show? And this is like stuff before social media, so it's just a memory.
Yeah.
It just lives in this memory. I'll try and get pictures from some buddies for our gram. But yeah, I would say that was the best costume that we had. And I think because it's just tied to so much amazing stuff that happened that night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what's yours?
I've never had a great costume.
Really?
My costumes usually thrown together are very simple. But my first New Orleans college Halloween, it's obviously huge. It's a big costume city anyway. But I wore a robe and a white tank top and boxer shorts and sandals, and I was just your dad. So I had a newspaper, so just asking kids that make sure you don't drink too much. Hey, what's your favorite class? And it was just a stupid thing. But I ended up
Not my daddy.
yeah, I ended up in the Loyola dorms were guys dorm, girls dorm. So I ended up on one of the girls dorm levels. Again, throwing up in the toilet.
Okay.
So I was known for the rest of that year as weren't you the guy? Weren't you the dad in the bathroom? So I was that whole floor. My friends lived on the floor too, and I was crashing one of their places. But that was known as the guy, the dad from the bathroom for the rest of that year.
That's
too
that, funny.
Yes, that was me.
Oh,
I was that man on the floor throwing up in the dorm bathroom.
Oh, that's too good. That's too good. I really like that. Well, shit. I think we're all out of time for this week. I think that's our spooky episode.
Yeah, we might get spooky again. Schedules allow.
We'll see. We'll see. A lot of moving parts. You guys don't laugh at that, people listening. You don't know what we're talking about. But yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Bennett Miller, our co-host, our producer Blaine Pierre, Aaron Mostown DNA. They do our music. You guys, this is Papa Don't Preach. And if you don't hear from us, we're going to be going on a little bit of a hiatus. We'll be back for our Thanksgiving episode. Hopefully we get one in before then.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll see you guys on Turkey Day. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's coming. And season 4 is coming down. Mm-hmm. It's going to be wild. All right. But yes, everybody, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We love you. Have a good one and be safe out there. Peace out, Bennett.
Hey, real quick about Israel and Palestine.